Hello, this video is on text annotations and brought to you by Nelson Systems Incorporated. I'll be using an Eventide Nextlog DX model recorder with software version 2024.1. To add a text annotation to a recording, select that recording so it highlights in the timeline section at the bottom. And there you can then right-click into the recording at the point you want to add a text annotation. In the right-click menu, you'll go down towards the bottom to add text annotation. It will then open up the annotation window where you can then add a annotation, enter your note, and then set the permissions for how you want that annotation to be seen on the system. Read-write will let everyone on the system see that annotation. They can also edit the annotation, delete the annotation, so everybody has full control over the annotation. If we switch that to owner only, only the person creating the annotation will see the annotation, and therefore they'll be the only ones who can edit and delete the annotation as well. And if we choose read only, other users on the system can see the annotation, they can read the annotation text, but they cannot edit or delete the annotation. And then click OK, and now you can see we have a push pin in our timeline view, and if we float our mouse over it, we can see the note that was added in that annotation. You can have as many annotations in a recording as you like, and each one can be configured differently as far as the permissions. To edit or remove a text annotation, right-click on the push pin. You can choose Modify Annotation to make your edits, or you can right-click and choose Delete. Please be careful when using that right-click menu. There is no confirmation dialog for the Delete Annotation function. It will just remove it. You can also add the annotation column to your results list. So if you right-click on any of the column headers, you can scroll down and locate annotations, and then you can see in the annotation field at the top or column what annotations are applied to that recording. If you need to export the annotation notes with the recording, when you go to do a export, you can create a PDF listing, go to custom columns and click on setup columns, and make sure that annotation is in the right hand field, which is the export columns. So on the left hand side here, we'll select annotations, use the right arrow to move that over. If there are any other fields here that you don't want, you can use the left arrow to remove those, and if you want to change the order they appear in that PDF report, you can move them up and down as well. Once you have that selected, click OK, and you can go on with your export. Once the export finishes, it will contain a PDF report of those records with the information in the columns you've selected. When adding an annotation, you can set what you want your default permission setting to be, so you don't have to change that every time if you find that you don't want to use the default of read-write. From the Tools menu, you can go down to Edit Default Permissions, go to your Annotation tab, and then set what you want your default permission to be when you're creating new annotations. Once you make your selection, click Save, and that will be your new default. This concludes the video. Thank you for watching.